Hello everybody, this is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4 927. Happy Saturday to all my awesome viewers on this awesome channel. We are in week 10 of our London Bulldogs franchise and we are taking on the also 8-0 Chicago Bears. So on the defensive ranks, from what I've read, we have the top two defenses. My London Bulldogs is the number one. The Chicago Bears is the defense number 2. TDs allowed were number 1, so we've allowed 4 this season. The Bears only allowed 12 touchdowns this season. And for sacks, we're third in sacks with 26. And I think the Bears have 30, so they're number 1 in sacks. So before we get into today's episode, I got a surprise. Matthew Stafford, 14 for 23 last episode against the Green Bay Packers. We won that game big time, 62-13. I will have the link to the video in the description if you guys have not checked that episode out already. So we'll show you the team uniforms and we'll see you guys at kickoff. Alright, for our London Bulldogs, the home team, they will be wearing all blue for home. The blue jerseys, blue pants, and blue socks. So the Chicago Bears are going to be wearing their standard away jerseys, white jerseys with navy pants and striped socks. So without further ado, we'll see you at kickoff.
Today, from London, England, it's the NFL International Series on EA Sports. And the London Bulldogs taking on Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears.
Alright, it is kickoff time here in Wembley Stadium in London, England. So we are ready to kick this one off. So the Chicago Bears will be ready to return the kickoff. So the Chicago Bears are ready to return this one. They will get stopped at the 33. So this will be a first down and 10. We get to see Justin Fields, the Ohio State product, stepping onto the field for the first time in this episode. So this will be a first down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Fields handing this off to David Montgomery. And he gains about 4 yards on that play. So that's going to be a second down and 6 from the 37. So second and 6 now. Bears are going to run it. And there is an apparent penalty on the field. Supposedly it is on the Chicago offense. And it is Matt Shakira. So we're going to decline the penalty as it's going to be 3rd and 5 now, because I always like to decline on holding penalties when it's behind the... Oh, wow, we got an interception. So Melvin Ingram, he claims this INT. He's going to take this one to the house. That's going to be the first touchdown of the game, and that will be his 20th career interception. So the Bulldogs did play some strategic defense in this one. So they did a pretty good job there that time, reading the quarterback and claiming that interception, returning it for a touchdown. So what I was about to say about the holding, whenever it's a holding call, if they did not get a first down, I usually decline. If they did, I will accept the penalty if they went over the first down line. So Bulldogs lead this one 7-0. We're going to take a break. I checked on the statistics just now. I made the mistake because I changed Melvin Ingram's number. It was Lavonte David who returned that pick 6, by the way. Justin Fields throws another interception. So William Jackson III, He is going to take this all the way to the end zone. Nobody stops him there. He gets daylight, gets it into the end zone for a touchdown. So this will be his 8th interception on the year. So Chicago has thrown 2 interceptions in this first quarter. So Justin Fields has not done a really good job claiming first downs to his receivers while accidentally throwing the ball to the other team. And that's how our defense is super good. And Lavonte David and William Jackson III have scored at least 1 pick six in this quarter. So Bulldogs lead this one 14-0 after this field goal. And we'll see you guys in the second quarter. We're going to take another break. Here we go. First and goal from the 7-yard line. Beginning of the second quarter, Cam Newton throwing this one out to Golden Tate, and we get this into the end zone for a touchdown. So we have 2,191 offensive passing yards this season. So this is something interesting to see, and the London Bulldogs lead this one 21-0. Alright, first out at 10 at the 30-yard line. David Montgomery running the ball there as he gets stopped at the 35. Second down at 5 now. We're going to blitz here on the defense. So at the 35, 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this first half. And David Montgomery gets stopped at the 35. So it's 3rd and 4 now here for the Chicago Bears. So we're ready to play some strategic defense here. So they're going to throw this one. That's an incomplete pass. So Justin Fields 2 for 5, 30 yards, and he's had 2 interceptions in this game, which were 1 to Lavonte David and 2 William Jackson III, both returned for touchdowns. So Golden Tate, he's going to use a juke move on this one, so he gets stopped there at the 33-yard line. So this results in a first down and 10, 22-yard return, by the way, and we're going to use the slants route. We're actually going to put in some Larry Fitzgerald in, so we're going to use a slant route here. We're actually using double slants, actually, as a matter of fact, because the 2 players on the left, they're using that same exact route that they are going to plan to use. So Fitzgerald gets a first down at the 41, 26 yards there. So I'm actually going to put in sub Cam Newton, as a matter of fact. So he really hasn't played a whole lot. I'll do all 4 of our quarterbacks playing like certain games, you know, so that they could be at higher overall. So Newton 2 for 2, 21 yards there, and we'll see you guys after the 2-minute warning. Alright, we're going to use the shotgun formation on first down and 10 from the 15. We're in the red zone. Cam Newton firing this one out to Zach Ertz, and he gets this into the end zone for a touchdown. So this will be his first receiving touchdown of the game, his 6th one on the season. Frank Gore does have a low back strain. He will play for the remainder of the game. So it's nothing too serious like an ACL injury. It's pretty serious, but like having him a couple weeks out would not be like the best fit. So Bulldogs lead this one 29-0. We get the 2-point conversion in. Alright, first down and 10 from the 30-yard line. He throws this one out to Darnell. I forget his last name, but he gets it in the red zone. So 38-yard reception there that time. So Chicago, they have 86 total yards. So they're at the 17-yard line. First down and 10. They throw this one, and it's incomplete. So we're going to use some zone coverage here on second and 10 from the 17. So Justin Fields intercepted, and this is Joe Haden, by the way. He is going to take this all the way to the end zone. Nobody's going to stop him there. He has quite a bit of daylight, and he gets this into the end zone for a touchdown. 91-yarder, And this will be Joe Haden's second interception on the year. Justin Fields now has thrown 3 pick sixes. Our first one was Lavonte David. The second one was William Jackson the third. And right now is Joe Haden. So the defense, that's why we have the #1 defense in the NFL right now. So we lead this 36-0. And we'll see you guys in the second half. Well, cut the second half part out. We'll see you guys when we're on offense. So Justin Fields runs it in and he gets a touchdown. The Bears get their first touchdown in this game. So this is pretty interesting to see. So we're now leading this by 29 if Chicago gets a PAT, and they do. All right, we are ready to return the kickoff in the second half. So the London Bulldogs lead this one 36-7. As you guys just saw, Justin Fields running it into the end zone for a touchdown. T.Y. Hilton gets stopped at the 34-yard line, so that's going to be a first down and 10. So we got some Cam Newton into some action today. We're going to use a dagger pass play on 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Cam Newton fires this one out to T.Y. Hilton, who you guys just saw return that kickoff. 4 for 4, 84 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the day. So that was a 48-yard reception. So this will be our first down. Clock's winding down right now with only 3:23 to go in the third. And we actually use that juke move, and he gets this into the end, gets us into the red zone for a gain of 13 yards on that play. So this will be a 1st and goal. So we're going to use the shotgun formation here. We're actually going to run it with Cam Newton, even though this is a passing play. It's only like 5 yards in. From 5 yards out, he gets a touchdown. Cam Newton. So that will be his first rushing touchdown of the game, and they will lead this one 43-7. So this London Bulldogs team, they're on top of the game right now. They do their game plan from the very beginning of the game, defensively and offensively. All right, first down and 10 at the 43-yard line. So Justin Fields, he's going to throw this football. That's going to be incomplete. So this will result in a 2nd down and 10 from the 43-yard line. So Justin Fields, he's ready to throw this football out. He passes it to Darnell Mooney, and he gets stopped there at the 14. 8 for 15, 185 yards. So 174 passing yards for this Chicago Bears team. I mean, Darnell Mooney has 128 receiving yards as of right now. And he gets stopped at the 3, so we're going to blitz here using the goal line formation here for the defense. So Chicago, they're only 3 yards away from getting it into the end zone for their first touchdown of the game. David Montgomery scores it in from 3 yards out. So this will be the first touchdown, second touchdown of the game for the Chicago Bears. So it's now going to be 43-14. All right, it is kickoff time. 1:37 to go in the third. So Bulldogs are up 43-14. We're leading this by 29. So we get stopped there at the 38. So this will be a 1st and 10. 40 yards per return there that time. So we're actually going to use some Alshon Jeffrey. So we're going to use the excellent route here on 1st and 10. So Cam Newton back to pass. So he fires this one out to Alshon Jeffrey. He gets stopped there at the 41. 5 for 5, 105 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Cam Newton today, as he's going to move the chains here and get first downs along the way. So Cam Newton, 1st round pick overall in 2011, and he gets a first down out of that one. So that will be a 1st and 10. So we're going to use the excellent route here at the 30-yard line. And this third quarter is going to soon be over within a few minutes. So Alshon Jeffrey claims a good reception, by the way, at the 1-yard line. What we're going to do is probably just run it in with Cam Newton since it's a yard out. And Newton gets this in, touchdown, Bulldogs, and they will lead this 50-14. So we'll see you guys in the fourth quarter. All right, 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Justin Fields back to pass. So it looks like that he loses the ball, and we get to recover the fumble there with C.J. Mosley. So that's going to be a 1st down and 10. So we've had 3 sacks defensively, so that's why we're ranked one of the best defenses. Chase Young has 6 sacks this season, so Newton, it looks like we're going to use a stiff arm there. Get stopped at the 49. So points allowed, they've only allowed 50 points today, and they're ranked 5th, so they don't allow a whole lot of points because their defense is pretty strong like ours. Keep that in mind. But anyways, Newton runs that. He gets stopped at the 40. So we have 29 sacks defensively this season. So we're only 21 away from making the half century point 50, big 5-0. And we throw this one. That's incomplete. Newton's first incompletion of the game. So we're going to use a PA pass. So Zach Ertz and Cam Newton, he's trying to avoid being sacked. So he runs it, gets stopped at the 32. Does he get the 1st down quite yet? No, but we have 340 total offensive yards today. So we get sacked by Eddie Goldman, so this will be a 4th and 3. We're going to have to do a 49-yard field goal, and we may or may not. I'm hoping we will, but if we don't, we don't, because we're still winning this game, and the answer is no. So we'll see you guys after the 2-minute warning. All right, 1st down and 10 from the 47. Justin Fields, he's ready to throw this football out. He throws it, and the ball is fumbled, and London recovers. So C.J. Mosley, 2 fumble recoveries and 4 tackles for him on the day. So we're going to use the excellent route here. Chicago with 6 turnovers. Justin Fields threw 3 interceptions. So Rob Gronkowski claims that reception. So he has 138 yards total passing wise. Cam Newton, so he's on top of his game right now. So he's going to fire this one out to Gronkowski, and he's still on his feet whatsoever. Gets stopped at the 17. 172 yards passing wise today. All right, Justin Fields, 61.9 pass rate, 12 for 20, 237 yards. No touchdowns, but he did wind up throwing 3 interceptions, which were all returned for touchdowns. I'll explain that in just a minute. Cam Newton, 158.3 pass rate, 8 for 9, 172 yards. 2 touchdowns of the day, by the way. Rushing-wise, Cam Newton, 9 carries, 72 yards, an average of 8. 2 touchdowns on the day. David Montgomery had a rushing touchdown as well. Receiving-wise, Darnell Mooney had 154 receiving yards, but did not score a touchdown. Zach Ertz and Golden Tate III claimed touchdown receptions as well. Now to the defensive part. Quarterback sacks. Eddie Goldman, 1.5 sacks. Akeem Hicks, 1 sack. Chase Young, Tony Jefferson, Jonathan Allen, Lavonte David all claimed a sack each. And Roquan Smith had 0.5 sacks. Joe Haden, William Jackson III, and Lavonte David, I have mentioned this throughout the game. They claimed 1 interception and returned it straight into the end zone without being tackled. So they got touchdowns out of that one. And I think the longest interception was Joe Haden with 94. And he did wind up scoring a touchdown. So these were all the defensive touchdowns in today's episode. And there were no kickoff, no punt returns for touchdowns, so that wraps it up. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned, and we'll see you guys next episode. Have a great Saturday, everybody.